If you've ever wanted the best part of every option and ended up with nothing, you are not broken. The reason why you get stuck in overthinking decisions and end up getting decisions that you don't want is simply because of one thinking skill. James built his packing company from nothing, had a team of 18, and still considered himself lazy. At least that's what he told me on the first call. If it's not challenging my brain or it's not urgent, I'm not doing it, he told me. And so we began improving his thinking skills to make procrastination a thing of the past. One day during session, I realized he had another problem making good decisions quickly. James wanted the best part of each option, which meant he kept on changing his mind. Whether it was projects, marketing campaigns, or even hires, James wanted it all the good parts of every single option. But instead, it gave him nothing. It cost him thousands of dollars, lost opportunities, and endless frustration with his team. James thought that as a business owner, hard decisions was just normal, part of the job. It's true. As a business owner, you are the one who decides and you are the one who's responsible. But it doesn't have to be hard. And it most definitely doesn't have to take so long. The reason why James struggled with making decisions was because he had a weak thinking skill of comparing. Most of the time, we just get told decision making framework. But if your brain doesn't have the foundational thinking skill of comparing, then no decision making framework is really going to work well for you. Once we shifted James' ability to compare correctly, everything shifted. Thank God we did, because 2 weeks after we worked on this thinking skill, James got a text that put everything to task. I'll share all about it with you. But first, if you're a business owner and feel like you're constantly behind, no matter how hard you work, there's a reason for it. The thing doesn't have to stay this way. Join us and Optimize Your Brain, a 90-day program where we can solve the root problem once and for all. Learn more and apply at lifepixuniversity.com/OYB. James struggled with making decisions because as he would compare, he would simply say what he liked from each option. I like option A better because it's bigger. I like option B better because it's cheaper. The problem is that's not really comparing. For one option, he spoke about size, and for the other option, he spoke about price. This makes it really challenging for your brain to understand what's actually going on here. To compare correctly, we have to compare options based on the same characteristics, the same parameters. Talk about size for both, talk about price for both, the color, weight, experience, material for both, for all your options. This way, your brain could actually compare what's going on. Then, when it comes to making the decision, if you know what's important to you, making the decision becomes obvious. For example, if you know the most important element of this decision is size, as soon as you know that it's size and you know the size of each option, you know right away which choice is best for this situation. Here's the thing, knowing what's important to you also requires comparing. So if you struggle with comparing, you don't know what's most important to you, and you're not comparing your options correctly, then of course you're going to be struggling with making your decision. I'm going to share with you 3 exercises I did with James to help him improve his comparing. Then I'm going to share with you my decisions made easy frameworks so that way decisions become obvious. But it will only work if your comparison is strong. So start with exercises, and once you start seeing improvements, once you start seeing you're getting better at comparing, then go and implement the framework. Exercise number 1 I did with James. Take 2 random items on your desks and compare them on the same parameter. For example, a pen and a charger. What is the material of each? What is the price of each? What is the use of each? How long did you have? Compare them on as many parameters as possible. Do this a few more times with different items on your desk. As you start getting the hang of it, instead of just comparing 2 items, try comparing 3 or 4 or even 5. But no matter how many items you do, you want to make sure you're comparing them all on the same parameters. Once you could do this easily, it's time to move on to exercise number 2, which is the same type of idea, just more abstract. This time you're going to compare 2 tasks that you have. For example, comparing answering an email and sending your proposal, or creating social media content and hiring an employee. Again, you're going to make sure you're comparing them on the same parameter. How long does each task take? What is the ROI of each task? What does your energy feel like once you're done those tasks? How many people are involved in each task? How fast does it take me to see results from this task, etc.? Do this multiple times with different sorts of tasks that you have. And like last time, once you're feeling comfortable doing it with 2 tasks, do it with 3, 4, or 5. Now, exercise number 3 is the same thing, but even more abstract, and it causes your brain to think even more. This time, you're going to compare values and personality traits. So maybe happiness and joyful, ambitious and freedom, family and faith, love and kindness. Go deep. You'll get some initial answers really quickly, but try to think about it a little bit more. That's where you're really working your brain. How does it make you feel when you live by those values? How does it make you feel when you're on the receiving end of someone who's living by those values? How often do you see these values, etc.? And as always, once you're good at comparing 2 of them, move up to comparing more. Maybe you could try hatred, anger, depression, and jealousy. Compare them all at the same time. Or freedom, minimalism, independency, and ambition. What happens when you compare all those at the same time? Just remember, whatever you're comparing, they have to be compared on the same parameters, according to the same characteristics. Once you feel like your brain has an easy time comparing, it's time to move on to the decision made easy framework. Super simple. Take a piece of paper and we're going to make a chart. On the top of your paper, you're going to write down all your options that you have. And on the left side, you're going to write down all the factors, all the elements that affect this decision. Price, size, material, time, manufacturer, whatever is involved in your situation. And then you're going to fill out the chart. So for each one of your options, you're going to fill out the characteristics. Once your chart is full, you're going to look at your left side, all the factors that are affecting your decision. And you're going to number them in priority order. Put a 1 by the factor that is most important. Put a 2 by the piece that is second to most important. Put a 3 by the piece that's third to most important, etc. So if size is most important, it gets 1. If price is second to most important, it gets a 2. Once your chart is all filled out and you've prioritized all the aspects, the decision is obvious right there in your face, because the option needs to have number 1 first. If it doesn't have a good size, it's not even an option anymore. So let's say out of your 5 options, only 2 of them have the size that you need. Then you go on to number 2, which is price. Do both of them fit your budget? If one now doesn't fit your budget, then you know right away that is your answer. The stronger your comparison skills are, the faster you can do this. Eventually, you may not even need to write it down, as your brain can do it automatically because your comparisons is so strong. If you've got a fear of making the wrong decision, you are not alone, because emotions and cognition are 2 sides of the same coin. There's a really good chance that in the past, your brain made bad decisions because it didn't have the skills, it didn't have the comparison skills to be able to compare correctly and make the decision. So you ended up having to suffer the consequences of those bad decisions. And now your brain only believed even more that you're bad at making decisions. We want to show your brain that there's simply a gap in skills. And as soon as you improve your comparisons and decision-making skills, then the cycle could go the other way. You make a good decision, you have good consequences from it, your brain sees that you can make good decisions, and you make even better decisions. 2 weeks after he worked on James' comparison skills, he got a text from a manufacturer that he worked with for years. They were selling a specialized packing machine that would double James' capacity for about $500,000. The thing was, there was another company that was interested in it. And James had just a few hours to decide before it went on to the next buyer. Oh, James would have panicked. He would have spent those time trying to get all the information and trying to figure out why he should or shouldn't do each option and how each option would benefit his business. Now James was able to make the decision in just a few minutes. He got clear on what was important to him and was able to compare accordingly. The whole process went super fast, and his emotional state was just as if he ordered a coffee. If you've enjoyed this episode, share it with someone who needs it. Screenshot it, voice note it, pigeon carry it. I don't care. Just share it.